Usha, please do the intro. Run the bit.
Welcome to the Underleveled Podcast. We are recording live from the hospital. As you can see, I've been diagnosed with ligma.
Do you want to take this one, Kieran, or what's ligma, Usha?
What's that?
Ligma balls!
Dude, was your
April
doctor's name
Fools.
Candace by any chance?
No. Candace is usually my doctor, but she was at the Imagine Dragons concert.
Huh, so weird. I haven't heard Imagine... What is Imagine Dragons?
I can't do it back to back. It just kills the joke.
No. I actually went with a really good friend of mine called Sugma.
The one from comes from Warsaw.
No!
I mean Sorcon, not Warsaw.
Dude, I was like,
Sorcon.
weird time to be making that kind of joke. Okay. Like, sure.
I don't know. In my head, it just rearranged the letters of Sorcon and came out Warsaw.
Side note, for the audio listeners, Hushef does in fact look a bit like a person from a hospital. He's got like a blanket over his legs. He's wrapped up tight, barely moving, barely
Got
alive.
monster.
Well, the doctors
Stuck into me like
handed
an
him a Monster
IV.
energy drink. They were like, "This is good for you. Keep it up.
No sugar,
Keep it
so
up.
it's gotta be good for me, right?
No sugar, extra caffeine."
And extra chemicals. That's how it works.
Like all those Americans that believe drinking a diet Coke counts as a diet.
Because it says diet.
it has died in the word.
What?
Yeah. It doesn't count.
My siblings on a seafood diet. When they seafood, they eat it.
Oh, I hate that joke so much.
Yo, that joke is.
And you know me. I love my corny jokes, but just that joke for some reason just rubs me the wrong way.
Specifically.
I think it's because it's used by so many people. I probably heard it by like most of my friend group. Most of my friends.
I have never actually used that joke unless it was like unironically.
What?
I mean, ironically.
Seafood.
Yeah.
Seafood diet. My
I'm gonna
goodness.
come up with a new one. Not right now though.
Too much pressure.
Too much pressure.
Kieran, tell us what we're doing today, dude.
We're doing a tier list,
Oi.
and we're gonna be ranking fandoms.
Yes.
Or at least we're gonna be ranking. What would you call
the most toxic fans,
subsidiaries.
the worst
Yes.
of the worst fans, allegedly, according to a couple of Google searches.
No,
and
no,
Reddit.
according to us.
According to
well, we will be giving our
Who's having-
opinion.
We're not hiding. This is
You're
us saying
discrediting
this.
us right now, my dude. But no, so today we are going to be ranking the worst of the worst fandoms according to us. We, as individuals, Kieran, Hushaf, and myself, chose these. And if you are part of these, just know.
Yeah. This is
Specifically.
personal.
This is personal.
We are part of some of these fans.
We want you, if you have problems with our
Blah, 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 blah.
I can't, dude. I'm so
You need
tired.
that cold coffee, dude.
I'm sipping on it. But
sipping on gin and
No,
juice.
I feel you.
if you're a video viewer, you might be able to see the tiers on the screen right now. But for the audio, normally when it comes to a tier list, you have S tier being the best, then going down from there. So A, B, C, D. For us, we've renamed our tiers today. S tier, right? Because remember, we're ranking the worst of the worst kinds of fandoms.
Oh, okay,
so
wait,
it
wait.
starts at the bottom level.
So you're saying S tier is the worst?
No. S tier is the closest to being human.
Okay.
So how it works, our S tier is being, they can technically assimilate into society. That is that group.
Yeah,
Then our
like-
A tier, they need to have a strong, hard look at themselves.
In the mirror.
Truly. You just analyze some of your choices, figure something out.
Some reflection.
Our B tier is, they need therapy. Lots and lots of therapy. But maybe there's a chance, right? There's a chance to integrate back
breakthrough.
into humanity.
Yeah.
Our, C tier is minimum 13 years sentence in a prison. Okay? Correctional facility, technically.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
They will adjust
Boiling rock.
and-
No.
the
We're throwing
boiling
in the
rock
boiling
from
rock.
Avatar. Okay, and then
Boiling rock.
our D tier, or our like lowest tier, are the people that there's no hope left. We gotta round them up.
round 'em
that's,
up.
that's I'm gonna leave it there. But we gotta round them up.
Azkaban.
Azkaban.
Right.
Next stop.
Okay. Interpret that as you will. But let's just leave it at round them up for now. Just to go back from the top.
Okay, let's say we're sending them on a voyage to see the Titanic
Don't you mean we're sending them
Yeah,
on a voyage?
in a submarine.
Oh, wait, hold on. That's a callback. Is it too
Double
soon?
reference.
Is
What was
too
it?
soon?
What was the
No,
name?
I think we should avoid this. I gotta be honest, I'm panicking. I know I'm typically the one to
Submarine.
say some real horrid stuff, whether on camera or off. I tend to cut it off in the edit. But let's steer
You
clear.
went too far there.
Free
Okay,
trip to
that's what
see
he
a
said.
Titanic in the submarine and round them up.
In an unserviced, unchecked
Yeah,
submersible.
I think they're
With the
making
Xbox 360 controller.
I think they're making another Titanic. So
Yeah, I saw that
a
somebody's
replica.
making another Titanic. Oh,
This time,
will rich people
It'll be
never?
different.
Will
It'll
rich
be
people
different.
never learn?
same route.
Titanic 2 Electric Boogaloo.
same iceberg spotter as well. Weirdly enough, man's old as shit.
He's
But
old.
okay, so once again, our tier list from the top. Can assimilate into society, need to have a look at themselves. Therapy, lots of therapy. Minimum 13 years in prison, and just round them up. just get them together, round them up. Okay, so we did actually discuss some of these.
Which they're
Sorry,
they're just
that
going
is-
to
that
live
is
on a
objectively
farm
very funny.
somewhere. That's all.
So we have our categories here as images. We're gonna talk about them
Is
a
that
bit.
Tom Brady?
Where the? No, that's Zack Snyder. Okay, let's start with Zack Snyder. And now we're not
Okay.
talking about the actual IPs themselves or the musicians or whoever they might be. We are talking about their fandom specifically.
All right.
So if you guys love Zack Snyder, live your life.
Right.
If you're part of the Zack Snyder fandom and you realize how weirdly horrid you can be,
Yeah.
then we gotta discuss. Okay, so let's
Okay.
begin with Zack Snyder.
Oh, we saw him with Zack Snyder.
Let's
First
start
of
with
all,
Zack.
lovely human being,
Yeah.
incredibly talented director,
Let's
and
just-
filmmaker.
Also, let's
A
just
visual
try.
artist.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, let's separate
fandom
the
is-
artist from the art.
Yes.
Oh no, sorry.
From the
The
fans.
fan. Yeah, let's separate the artist from the fandoms. The fans, that's for me. I'm thinking Redditor. I'm talking neckbeard. I'm talking fedora. It's it's art house, but nerdy. I don't know.
Yeah, like nerdy cinema kids.
It's just I don't understand how somebody like Zack Snyder has the fans that he do, who are just some of the most vile people you'll ever see.
Can you think of any examples?
Well, right now there was a really good one. In the finale of Invincible, there was something that Invincible had to do that Superman had to do in Superman v Batman. And everybody was like, oh, but when Superman did it in Zack Snyder's one, you guys all complained about it. It was like, two different scenarios, two different stories. Why are you even bringing this up right now? And they do this all the time. Even with Zack Snyder's new Netflix movies that are coming out called Rebel Moon, which is basically kind of like a Star Wars.
I saw some billboard advertisements for Rebel Moon, but apparently it's not that good.
It's not that good, but they are actively going onto actors who have been in the Star Wars films and just posting clips from Rebel Moon and being like, haha, see, this could have been you. This could have been you. This is superior to what you made. They're just the worst people.
Okay, so look, I've watched a couple Zack Snyder films. I'm not a fanboy. I can't rank them. I'd say
300?
300.
no, do you know what I do know about
Batman.
300? Every part of it that wasn't Meet the
the
Spartan.
Spartan.
They say our painted on abs look fake. Deep, high fives for the woman, deep throat tongue kisses for the man. So, okay, where would you put it on this little scale over here?
I generally hate Zack Snyder fans, and I'll put them in round them up.
I think I need to curb you. Okay, do you think they are relatively young teenagers just being dickish teenagers on the internet?
Maybe. I think they're pretentious wannabe film wannabes who are trying to pretend like they know something.
So they're
deeper.
snooty film people.
But not in the art house way.
They think they are though.
Okay.
They think Zack Snyder is the best of
Messiah.
the Messiah. Lisan Al Gaib.
Oh damn it! I have to do that edit again. But okay.
But
so,
Jenny, I see them a lot on Twitter. I think that's predominantly where they're active, and
Okay.
they are the worst people out there.
I'd want to curb you and say let's leave a bit of room. We can always adjust the list at the end. I'd
Yeah.
want to put them in minimum 13 years. I think they need to mature. I think they need a good place to mature, which is Azkaban.
Azkaban. No, Azkaban is round 'em up.
Oh, Azkaban is round 'em up.
That's where the Death Eaters come in.
Right.
pick you up.
So I'd want to put them in minimum 13
mean the
years.
Mentors.
Yeah, what did I say?
Death Eaters.
Oh shit.
We put the Death Eaters in
No,
Azkaban.
no, they're on the same
Same. So yeah, are you guys...
Thank you, J.K. Rowling, by the way.
Get that in at least once an episode. Are you okay with putting them for now?
Okay,
Yeah,
in
well, it's
minimum 13 years.
sounds-
but I am leaning to round them up, sending them to live on a farm.
Okay. Let's do something easier.
Okay.
Okay, let's just go from the top. We wanted to get Zack Snyder out of the way. Let's start here. One Piece fans. Now, Hushaf, you are in the One Piece fandom.
Yep.
And I hate you. So
Besides the fact that we always tell people to watch One Piece, I think we're a very good lot.
I think there's a lot of good to be said about the One Piece fandom. Like some of the anime edits I've seen online are great. A lot of the video essays or just people talking about the world and like enjoying the stuff is lovely to behold. I find it so obnoxious. Just watch One Piece. Just watch One Piece.
please.
Just do it.
We encounter some people like, oh, I'm not gonna check it out. Like, give it a chance.
Yeah, give it a chance. It's like watch the first 500 episodes.
Yeah,
and then it gets good.
I think it's it's this blindness to being like, oh, it's you just have to get into it. You have to get past the hour-long part.
The thing,
and then
you are rewarded for the time you put in.
No, but that's the thing, right? It's this weird thing of you guys like having already put in a third of your lives into this thing, and then it's like you actively or you're subconsciously preventing yourself from seeing its flaws because that would like discredit the amount of time you put into it. It's the like it's a fallacy. It's this thing of like, oh, I've been in a relationship for 10 years, I can't like leave it.
So I started when I was 16 and I am now
28.
So 12 years. 12 out of 28.
Dude, that's what 40% of your life. 40% of your life you've spent with One Piece. That's what other thing can you tell? Can you say that you've actively pursued for
25%? Yeah.
25%?
25%. 7 out of 20.
What?
Wait, no, I might do my maths wrong.
Yes, Susha, very wrong.
How old are you?
7 over 28 is 25%.
We said 12 out of
14
28. Yeah,
would
sorry. Then that's 6 out of 28.
So it's 40%, as I originally stated.
Somebody check that out. I do math for my career.
I can see myself doing that, though. I can see myself one day getting through like a good chunk of the first half of that show and getting invested, because One Piece is a show. It's cool. It's
okay. Well,
like
I'm gonna ask both of you now, as non-fans, how does it make you feel when fans of One Piece tell you just watch One Piece? Does it actively make you not want to watch it?
Yeah, it kind of makes me.
So how much toxicity do you think that is?
The problem is on like a level of just, if that is the worst thing they do,
it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. Like you can still be treated as normal human beings. Like,
see, that's why I said need to have a look at themselves.
And like, I know we're not rating the IP, but it does contribute. So like the live action I watched was pretty sick. But it looks like.
But
I understand.
We're not talking about them though. We're talking about the fandom.
True.
I'm happy to put them in need to have a look at themselves, because when you have such a deep attachment to something that you've been doing for, like, in your case, 12 years.
Yeah.
It's not like we're Dragon Ball Z's fans out here being like, would he be Goku though?
Would he?
Dude.
There was a tweet. It was like, my grandma beat cancer. Would you be Goku though?
Yo, that's rough, dude.
Okay. In which case, ignoring that, I'm happy to put them. Needed to have a look at themselves.
Need to look at,
and depending on how the rest of the list goes,
we can always readjust.
We can readjust for sure. Okay, yes, I'm trying to balance my mic and everything else.
Yeah, you're doing well, man.
Okay, there we go. Oh no, sorry, that's down too high.
Down.
Need to have a look at themselves. Next, okay, Kieran, you're gonna take the lead on this. Magic the Gathering fandom.
I mean, Magic the Gathering is quite toxic. At least the paper card game. If you go to like a Magic store, they can be very, very hit or miss, is what I would say. There are some very toxic people in the Magic community that'll gatekeep.
Yeah, I was a bit gonna fight you on this because I know you said from paper, but my experience on MTG has purely been online.
Yeah, that's
and
different.
I found the community to be nothing but like really a lot of wonderful people who are just really keen to like help you get into the game.
Yeah, and I mean that is true, and I think it comes down to who or where you go and who you're playing with. If you're playing with people you know and they're chill, then you're gonna have a good time. Sometimes you might encounter someone who's like just doesn't want to have fun, just wants to like see other people.
Yeah, mono red players.
Yeah, and then they enjoy that. But overall, I would say, okay, if we're gonna go off of my knowledge here, I would put somewhere between therapy and need to have a look at themselves, in my honest opinion, because I think it's a bit 50-50.
You are approaching it just purely from the
purely
papers.
from the perspective, like my experience, which has been good.
There is like a Reddit, obviously subreddits for the paper MTG. Have you been involved in any of those subreddits?
No, I haven't been involved in any of those subreddits, but I've been to like Luck Shack in Milnerton and other places around to actually play Magic.
Yeah.
And that's been good experiences where it's like in person. And I've seen I know on YouTube there's a lot of content creators that might not be the most enjoyable
When it comes to paper.
Yeah, or like a very snooty or very like gatekeepy of the actual card game. But I don't know. I don't think Magic is inherently toxic.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult to get into because there's a barrier to entry in terms of like money as well.
Yeah.
Where it's like all the old cards are like always scaling in price, getting expensive.
This is why I think
Playing Commander
online
or-
and standard is the best way to get into Magic.
Yeah.
And you go from there.
You got into it really,
Yeah.
really quite
Just
a bit.
purely through online and just playing standard.
Yeah.
Because if I were to try to dip my feet into like historic or brawl or commander,
you really
I
gotta
wouldn't
commit.
be able to. I don't have the cash, the time to put into that.
Yeah. But I would say overall, like, it's 50-50. But my experience has been good.
Same with me, but that's why I would say kind of similar to society.
You think so?
Rarely have I don't think I can, thinking about my time in the MTG community, I don't think I've really come across a lot of like toxicity, except when everybody's bitching about mono red.
Yeah. Complaining.
But yeah, that's about it. Even like you mentioned the paper community on YouTube, the online community for MTG, like all of them are like super wholesome, like
Have
creators.
you seen, what's his name? The Professor? Do you know that guy?
Yeah, I do know him.
He's
Yes.
the best.
Bjorn, as an outsider, how much interaction have you had with MTG's fandom?
So here's my problem, right? I really haven't had much contact.
Yeah.
So I just automatically equate it to other trading card games.
Yeah.
Where there's just some shitty people in
Yeah.
all communities, like no take backsies. That stuffed me up as a kid, dude. If
No
someone's like,
takes
"Hey, do you want to trade a card?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure. Do you want to have a look at this?" And then so we'll
like,
trade cards
thanks.
just to look at the. And then he's like, "Oh no, take backsies." I'm like, "What?
Dude, that's
You-
crazy.
You satanic." Okay, I'm
That's
trying
kids.
not to swear at like former children of my past.
Yeah,
demons.
dude. That's what I'm saying.
That
though,
once happened to me. I got people from the grade above. I was like, "Hey, this happened. Can you come help me out?" And they came with me.
Wow.
I mean,
hold on,
dude,
hold on, hold on. To beat up another
Yeah.
child.
I can't relate because I used to give people my cards so they would be my friends.
Oh, Kieran.
So I gave for
honey.
different reasons. I got
we're
my
putting
cards taken.
MTG players in
Yeah.
therapy. Lots of
I
therapy.
think
No, I
therapy-
think can assimilate.
And well, yeah. There's a very broad
I'm happy
spectrum.
to see to you guys and just be like, can
But
assimilate into
I
society.
love Magic.
You love Magic.
I'm very biased.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I think the bad eggs are few and far between.
I think for the most part, a lot of like MTG players want people to play MTG.
Yeah. Also, like,
oh yeah, for sure.
it's if you go to any kind of even like board games or card shops or whatever in general, if you talk to people that work there, they just seem lovely. They're just nerds in like working in a place that I don't know acts as a home for them to experience their nerddom in a nice way. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Can still assimilate, but some of them really need to have a long hard look at themselves.
Some of them, yeah.
Next, I've put just Modern Warfare as the
Right.
image, but just FPS players in
Yeah.
general is my thing here.
Round them up.
Honestly,
round 'em up,
this
eh?
is a quick and easy one for me.
Round it-
Some of
what
the
do you-
most toxic online communities outside of League of Legends or Dota or something
Mhm.
exist within your Overwatches, your Valorant, Call of Duty. There are some amazing people, but like, good God.
In general, the fandom.
Yeah,
I've never
a
been a
lot
part
about
of
it.
any FPS fandom where it was positivity was like the majority. It's always like N-word.
You guys know that I have now we're not talking about Modern Warfare, but I did play
Fortnite.
that for a little bit. But I had a Fortnite obsession
Yes.
for a while with my brother,
Yes.
and it can get quite toxic. But I must say I enjoyed my experience playing Fortnite, and the people I met along the way were actually pretty chill.
Yeah.
Maybe
they-
the real
most part.
Fortnite with the friends we made along the way.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think the big issue is that the odds of every single time you load up into a
No, you're
game,
right.
you having a bad encounter. Let's not mention if you are a woman in
Oh,
one of these
okay,
spaces.
yeah.
You, like, there's lots of YouTubers that literally just upload clips of people being. She can like play poorly, and it immediately becomes a thing of you're a woman.
No, you're playing really well.
play really
and
well,
then
and then
when like
you
you
Yeah.
actually said something,
It's
be
the
like,
moment someone plays poorly and they're like a female,
yeah.
then it immediately becomes about like their sex as
Yeah.
opposed to
I
like,
just
just having a shitty round.
FPS shooter just attracts 13-year-old boys who are
Yeah.
the worst people on earth.
Yeah.
And I
We
can
can
say
say-
that as
we
being
can say
a
that.
13-year-old boy.
Now that we're double the age of it, we can look back and
Double.
reminisce and realize.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm happy to be in round up all them
Round 'em up.
squeakers. Round up the squeakers, dude.
I'm trying to think, what FPS communities or fandoms have you been involved in? So I've done Valorant, Overwatch, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Call of
three.
Duty.
I mean, I played some of Fortnite, but I wasn't really involved in the community.
Okay.
For me, it was the Call of Duties, the Modern Warfare's 2 and 3 especially, and then Black Ops.
Yeah.
Black Ops Zombies.
What
fun.
do you
Ooh,
mean by involved though? Do you mean like did you play a lot, or do you mean
Like,
Were
but
you
like
in the
you were
fa-
in
like,
the
were you-
forums, you were
Yeah, I
like
know.
talking to people in the community.
Yeah, I don't get deep into the forums with a lot of things.
You're not going to like subreddits, see what's happening, keeping
Ah.
up.
Which is the worst FPS? I feel like CS:GO. It has to be
I feel-
CS:GO.
No, I think CS:GO started out, but then now they're like pretty chill.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I would say in my opinion, probably the best is Black Ops 2 Zombies.
Yeah.
Just because you always just find such chill people.
Yeah.
That was fun, dude.
I think it's only been like one time where somebody was like, when I think it was also one of like the first games I played with. It was just like you N-word.
Okay. So I'm sorry about that
Yeah.
incident. By the way, I apologize.
It is what it is, man.
No, Hushaf, I'm apologizing for doing it. But yeah, I'm happy to put them in round 'em up.
Yeah, round 'em up.
Now, just sticking with games for a second. Let's jump this one and go to cozy gamers.
Ooh.
Now, we actually recently uploaded a video or like a podcast where we looked at a genre that's generally part of cozy games, like your farming sim type things. We looked at Stardew Valley and a couple equivalents. When we talk about cozy games, we talk about like the big ones. I think is Sims a cozy game? It's a sim game, but like
I think it is.
it's cozy. It's when we talk, it's like relaxing.
Mhm.
Well, unless you put like constraints or a challenge on yourself.
You mean the thing you
But-
love to do to yourself?
Yeah,
You're kind of
Stardew
just
Valley-
like watching your people do whatever.
Well, you're controlling them, but
you're
it's like-
controlling them. But
then we also have unpacking. We have potion permit. We have what else? Hushaf? What else is in?
What that we
Cozy
covered
games?
in the
Specifically, what are some examples of cozy games that you can think of? Right
Slime, Rancher 1 and 2. We said Potion. We said what's the one that you love? You've been playing the Graveyard one.
now?
Graveyard
Graveyard Keeper,
Keeper.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing is a huge
you
one.
think,
Yeah.
Abzu, Terranil, Cozy Grove.
Don't you dare say Terraria, by the way.
would you say Minecraft if you play with
No.
no monsters?
Without
Well,
monsters,
maybe, yeah, like
without
creative mode,
monsters,
essentially.
yeah. I would say it would be a cozy game.
Jusant. Generally games where there's little competition and little the stakes aren't that high.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
like penalty. Yeah, no penalties to fail
Yeah.
in.
So those are cozy games. Where do we want to put them? Because they generally are a very loving community, very gentle, like soft girly kind of community, but also like almost I found draconian when it comes to negativity. Like if someone is negative within that space, they get flipping shredded and
Yeah.
kicked out.
Yeah, I mean the
So they want to
only
keep it safe.
there's some like Stardew fans where when they see someone just like playing for fun. And they'll be like, "Oh, you're not optimizing it. You need to do this and this and this in order to
Dude,
get
they
this
would
amount of
hate
money."
to watch
Oh,
me play.
yeah.
But those are then competitive gamers that have taken a cozy game and made it like.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's like the only time I've ever seen
But
toxicity.
would we call those part of the cozy game fandom then?
I mean, they're there in the subreddits.
they're very active.
This-
I'm honestly assimilate.
Yeah, they could
Frankly, I'm part of them. I love that kind of stuff. I'm very much in it. I'm happy
yeah, I
to.
think it assimilates.
Where's my cursor? Over here. Okay. So, also unpacking. Just a side note. Amazing game. So lovely. I want to see if there's any other games. Oh, Minecraft. Okay. Let's go straight to. Actually, hold on. No. Sorry, I skipped one. The Sonic community. Now, Hushaf, you have to take the reins here.
Yeah.
All right. Like off the bat, probably therapy, lots of therapy.
right.
Leaning into need to have a look at themselves.
Okay.
Like the Sonic community has been through a lot. We've been through a lot.
Just because you've experienced trauma doesn't mean you shouldn't be self-aware and then push that onto other people.
But I'm trying to think now, like, because we mainly just keep to ourselves. It's not like we're out here, like,
You're not pushing it, but
Yeah.
your stuff is also so deranged that
yeah, a
why
lot of
push it?
like furry inflation type stuff.
I mean, look, no shame if that's your kink or if that's what you like. That's what you like. But
But I think because the Sonic fandom has been is super creative because of the trauma. Because of the trauma we went through, and everybody trying to like do their own thing and keep Sonic alive. It's been through a lot of changes. They're a very creative community. But I don't think we're like a toxic community outside of bitching about stuff.
we love to bitch.
Honestly, I don't think like we've been happy with the game since Sonic Adventures 2.
So a lot of nostalgia fiends.
Yeah.
So
But I wouldn't say like we're very toxic.
okay.
I
So-
don't see a lot of people like going out their way to like abuse developers and stuff like that.
Sure. So where would you put them on this little ranking? over
Therapy,
here?
lots of therapy. That's
Lots
what I
of
said,
therapy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots.
So while
I-
they might not be toxic, they are deranged.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. You guys have any experiences with the fandom?
No, I'm scared.
Zero.
I've seen too much like memeage and just general like images that crop, especially when people are like, oh, can I show you something messed up? And they search up Sonic fan art and whatever.
Yeah.
That's my entire
Pregnant
experience.
Sonic and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So it's just like that is my experience of it. And if that's what people show you like,
When-
off the bat, if that's what crops up on a Google search, then I'm like, nah.
Did I make you guys watch the Sonic video
No.
by Super Eye Patch Wolf?
No.
No.
We've only seen the Garfield one.
Which was great, by the way.
Which it was great. What the internet did.
Scary.
This is potentially the fourth time we've mentioned
It's
it.
just a
So
great
good.
video. It's just when you come across like those creators that are just like so good at like doing super well thought out research videos, research essay videos which are like 2 hours long, and you just like
Yeah.
sit and watch.
Mm.
I love
Okay.
creators like that.
So Sonic therapy,
Therapy.
lots of therapy.
Yeah, I need therapy. I'm a Sonic fan.
Therapy.
Then I think the last game we have on this list would be Minecraft.
Okay.
There's a
Which-
lot. Minecraft's been around for a long time, and it's just weirdly enough, like with
I think it's gone through stages.
it's gone through a lot of stages. I think the original Minecraft had some of the most toxic humans. Then
I think we're at toxic again though.
yeah, because like Minecraft, it also had it had a massive wave as it came out, then dipped, and then years later, like what's it like 5 years ago now somewhere. Dream SMP and all
yeah.
those guys, Quackity, whatever.
Was it just after COVID or during COVID
Dream
that
SMP
Minecraft
started
popped off
during
again?
COVID. I think that's when. Also, they
Was
got
that
bought
Tommy
by
in it,
Minecraft,
or was that-
Microsoft.
So
Yeah,
you know
Tom-
Tommy in it.
Tommy
Tommy
in
in
it.
it.
Yes,
He's big
yes,
in
yes.
that community.
Well, I think he was like 20. He was like 16 when they started.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And he was in class when his videos were getting millions of views. Just insane stuff. Wilbur Soot,
Yeah.
I think his dream.
He did something and he did something
Was
pretty
he-
bad.
Oh, I
can't
don't know
remember.
enough to like weigh in.
There was something that he.
Don't stress about
Yeah.
it. Either way, so he's part of that crowd. Who else? Those are the only names I know,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
off the top of that.
Do you know, but that being said, okay, so I actually used to watch Captain Sparkles quite a lot.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know who that is.
Diamond
I
it
don't
Diamond
know.
Dan or something?
He-
Dan TMD or something? Diamond
yes.
TMD.
Captain Sparkles did a lot of the music videos.
Kitty something.
Yeah,
What
yeah, there were
music
a lot of-
videos in Minecraft?
Do you not?
I don't know.
Well,
You
you're
know,
not part of
like,
this, dude.
like
it's
the-
so cool.
I was not a part of this. I was playing Magic.
Oh,
I'll
what's
show you after
the-
this. But Dynamite.
The Dynamite. Yeah.
You know,
Sega
by
is-
Teo Cruz, the song Dynamite. I
Dynamite.
came to dance.
Dance.
I do know that one.
I think
so
it's
that
a-
song.
I came to mine.
He's something like
Oh,
that.
okay. I see it.
So Captain Sparkles, one of his most famous music videos is it's a cover of that song using Minecraft and all that kind of stuff. So that was a big thing for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
that
that actually sounds cool.
so
I got to see that after this.
That was like that was towards the original height of Minecraft
Yeah, so that
for sure.
we're looking at around 2012, 2013, yeah.
I might even say 2015, if not even 2016.
No, because that was also big during the time when like Leafy is Here was big.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
So that was like a potential toxic time. Then when Minecraft itself dipped, so did the fandom. They were just like enjoy
Yeah,
the
during that dip is when like I guess like they lost like the toxicity, and it
Yeah,
was just like
because
a chill.
there wasn't enough hype to bring
Yeah.
in crazy crowds, and then they were just like the people that actually enjoy the game still around. Then with Dream bringing in every 5-year-old child you've ever met in your entire life.
And then cheating in that speed run.
Yeah. All the drama, all that kind of stuff. Did you guys ever watch Hermitcraft?
No.
Where you
No,
had
that sounds cool though.
Hermitcraft, some of the biggest Minecraft YouTubers would get together and there'd be seasons, and then they'd all do like crazy big projects all on the same server. Very popular. It's also like a survival server kind of situation, but more for master builders. Very cool. But I'd say they were more on the less toxic
Are those
side
those
of
people
it.
that like build like Rivendell or like
Well, actually,
they build like
kind of.
Hogwarts? And you're like, whoa.
That tends to be teams of people
Okay.
working together. But
Because when I get in there, I'm just like, okay, I got to build my castle. That's it.
But okay, so in terms of where are we ranking them now?
I'm between therapy, lots of therapy, and minimum 13 years. I'm
We
between
need-
the two.
I think therapy, lots of therapy.
I'm actually going 13 years because I think it's that
Ooh.
they need a chance to mature. They need to become more.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you're gonna
right
put them in
now,
juvie?
with everything that's happening in the
Juvenile
Minecraft
for-
community.
13 years, eh? Jeez.
If we're going, like you said, if we're going right now with everything that's happening in the Minecraft community, maybe then.
Think about
13
if
years.
they're all 10 years old, right? Plus 13, they're
So get out there
23.
23.
Then they're maybe like a bit healthier, you know? So I'm happy to put them in 13 years.
Correctional
2
facility.
to 1.
All right, yeah, you guys.
The tribe has spoken.
I don't mind.
Okay. Was that the last? Yes, that was the last game. Now, is there one on this list that you guys specifically want to look at quickly? Is there one of you guys thinks you can check off super
like
fast? Instantly.
Yeah,
Cyclists.
Naruto.
Okay,
Gotta
that's
be
true.
assimilated into society. The best
Okay,
people
hold on,
watch
hold
that
on.
show.
I'm happy to look at Naruto. quickly.
Okay, well,
Okay,
You wanna
Kieran,
argue?
make your case. Why should Naruto? I'm happy to put them in. Need to have a look at themselves.
okay.
But why do they
Surround us
deserve to be part of society?
I think because I love Naruto so much and I'm so biased.
Wait. Okay.
I think that
You don't have the right to vote any longer.
I think there's some really cool communities online on YouTube, like Naruto Explained and some others that do really cool videos about, and they break down all the episodes and all the manga, and that seems quite like chilled and nice. Like the people on the, don't always go through the comments a lot, but I mean I've seen some comments and they're pretty positive and the feedback is positive. I think as a fandom, I can't say with certainty that there are no bad eggs.
Yeah.
Because, like I said to you guys before, I don't actually delve too deeply into like
You don't get
the
into the fandom. Yeah,
like
yeah,
forums and all that kind of stuff. So my opinions are very biased.
yeah. Okay.
I love Naruto. Okay, my favorite anime, best shonen around. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be assimilated into society.
I can give it to you because I'm thinking, when did Naruto start? 2000, somewhere around there.
I'm not sure.
2003,
Yeah, I feel
2005.
2003. I don't know. I feel like a 2003.
Okay, I'd say I'm somewhere 2003, 2005. The people that watched Naruto when it was coming out way back when probably are now in their late 20s, 30s.
Like me.
They've already in general assimilated into society.
Exactly.
If at all. Okay?
Yeah, that's why Bleach has got to be A tier. Or what's it?
Bleach?
Need to have not Bleach.
One Piece.
One Piece. We got to be above One Piece. That's all. That's all
Okay.
that matters.
I'd say out of the fandoms between One Piece and Naruto, if we were to compare them, I'd be more willing to put Naruto in assimilation.
I would look Naruto. Definitely out of the big three, Naruto fans were the least likely ones to try and start fights. But Naruto fans also believe that their animes had the most impact on modern day culture.
Ooh.
And
I
I would
feel like this is a whole different
That's
argument.
but I
That's
would,
a
I
tough
would yes,
one.
but I would also like to point out there was a time when everybody was Naruto running.
That's true.
Wait,
They were
So-
storming
do you
Area 51.
51.
So I feel like we cannot put them assimilating into society.
You can't let us forget it, can you?
But here's the thing. Here's my question to you, Raf.
Okay.
Does it or doesn't it not make them run faster?
Here's-
if it does,
Yeah, exactly.
I feel
would
like
Usain Bolt have been at the top even longer?
Should we do like a Mythbusters episode and see?
Yeah, dude, momentum.
We time
about
ourselves running normally,
Okay,
then Naruto
should
running.
we put them in assimilate into society?
No.
With the caveat, if we find out that running like Naruto, like ninja running,
Is
is faster, then it stays. If it's not faster, then it goes down a rank.
Naruto running, bro.
Okay, Hushaf, if you were to put them in need to have a look at themselves, would you put it above One Piece or below One Piece?
You can't ask me that because I'd be very biased.
But hey, what's cooler than doing the Naruto run in front of the
Not
Area
doing
51?
Naruto running.
where there's
Wait,
supposedly
actually,
aliens
you guys need
hanging
to
out.
answer this. In terms of the cringy stuff that fandoms do, right? Naruto running in public?
That is
That's pretty
cringy.
cringy. What do One Piece fandoms do in public?
Be normal people.
Actually, he has a point. Kieran, he has
Do
a very
they?
good point, dude. You're more likely
They do,
to
they,
Naruto
do,
run.
they do things like
No.
Gama gum gum.
No,
Like,
but because
no,
of
like that.
Naruto, we have people going Tatabayo and Baka.
Bakanaru.
That's
Okay.
because of Naruto and Sasuke.
I'm so sorry, Hushaf. My vote has been shifted over.
Wait,
I-
are you backing out of Estia?
I'm saying in terms of like assimilation into, because the whole point, right, is to the higher you are to the top of the list, the
Yeah.
more likely you are to assimilate into society
Dude,
properly.
I mean,
in which case, cozy
fair
gamers
enough.
actually need to be above.
I look.
90.
I'm not. They're
Fair
definitely
enough.
not like
I
toxic,
do the
but
hand sign.
I-
is that?
that's working against you.
So
I know the hand sign.
need to have a look at themselves
Kagebushi.
below One Piece.
Okay.
But think about what they're beating. They're beating Sonic.
Yeah,
they're beating
they're
Zack
still
Snyder.
up
They're
there.
beating Minecraft. They're beating FPS players
I'm
by a
happy
long
with
shot.
an A. I'm
Okay.
happy with that.
Now, I actually want to look. Let's just knock this out. I think it's contentious. But I talked to my partner about this as well. Swifties.
Round them up.
Ooh.
Here's the problem. There are too many of them.
Yeah, we're gonna
I am
get
in the community, and I say round them
annoyed.
up.
Because you have on, I think, at the highest, they need to have a look at themselves. That is the highest a Swiftie can be. At the lowest, they're 100% in a round 'em up. But then you have every kind in between there.
In between.
You have
'Cause it's such
so
a
many,
huge
so much
fan
variety.
base, Like,
I would put them either minimum 13 years towards the bottom of the list, or therapy, lots of therapy. Most likely lots of therapy.
yeah.
Because they're using Taylor Swift's music as therapy instead of going to therapy.
But is it? Well,
And that
is a
was
form
dropped to
of
me by
therapy.
my partner. Sorry, I just need credit unless
Yes.
she watches this and is like, pure you son of a bitch.
But like, there are times when things don't go like Taylor's way. When Taylor is like second most popular album, or like her song peaks at like number 2. They're some of the most toxic people out there, where they will
Yeah.
go after the number 1
Yeah.
artist and their fans.
Yeah. See, now that's fucked up. Like,
Also, the entire like this, it's crazy to me that there are subcultures within Swiftie culture. It's so all encompassing. There's people that still want her to love past partners. There's people that are shipping her to be gay as much as they possibly can. There's people that just hate whoever she interacts with. There's people that are just like essentially the leave Britney alone guy, but for Taylor. There's so many subcultures within Swifties that it's tough to just put them into a single category. So I'd say we average it out.
Okay.
But where does it average out to?
13 years.
13 years? Bottom of the group, middle of the group, top of the group?
Top.
Do you rate top? Are they above Zack Snyder fans? Are they less?
I feel like they're on the
Nah,
same level.
they're
Like they're
not-
almost like female Zack
I
Snyder
say like
fans.
they're
Okay.
Therapy.
So here's the... okay. So what
I
we're
would
gonna
put
do...
Minecraft above Snyder.
okay. Minecraft above Snyder.
Yeah, and then Snyder and Tay-Tay.
But because we're allies, we'll put Swifties above Snyder because, you know,
Yes.
we love women, whatever, you know, power to the women. all that
Her
kind of stuff.
dating Travis Kelce, the team that he plays for, the Kansas City Chiefs, are top 3 most toxic fan bases in the NFL. So that powerhouse combined, I don't know if we should maybe shift them down. Too much toxicity going on there.
too much toxicity.
As long as people don't come
To
after
be fair
us.
to the Kansas City Chiefs fans, they're only toxic because they keep winning all the time.
Okay, but remember that's Travis Kelce's team. We can't. This is,
Yeah, now you're
this is
bringing
just
in-
the Swifties.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
but
just the Swifties.
the marriage of the two now.
No. We're not
It's
talking
not-
about a partnership here. We're just talking about one portion of the partnership. Okay. Hushaf, talk to me about WWE.
Like if this was maybe 10, 15 years ago, I'd say put it around them up. Really bad people. But
Okay.
over the years, the community has gotten a lot better because I think a lot of the wrestlers have become a lot more wholesome.
Also, who's the owner? Who's just a piece of garbage?
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, who's just in so many court cases
Yeah.
for so many different things.
So there was this one wrestler, I think it was The Undertaker, who said like back in the day when it was in his heyday, when you'd go into the locker room, it'd be guys smoking, drinking, taking steroids and shit. And he's like, nowadays when like I go into the locker room, it's just like a bunch of guys being like eating their vegan food, playing on the Nintendo Switches. Like I think because the wrestlers have changed so much, that in part has changed the community.
Okay.
And it has gotten a lot better.
But
Still not great.
Right. Okay. So that's important to note.
I would be looking at need to have a look at themselves in therapy, lots of therapy, leaning to therapy.
Okay. Kieran, do you have anything to weigh in here?
I don't really. I grew up watching, but I didn't really take that kind of stance.
Were you when you were watching?
Yeah.
Were you going to school and being like, "Oh, flipping RKO out of nowhere,"
no,
whatever?
No. At home, my brother would be like, "Oh, in the pool" and shit like that. But it was never. I never did that at school. No.
Okay.
I think if I had, I would have got bullied more. Or maybe I wouldn't have.
Who knows?
So here's the thing. Well, I don't think we're very toxic to people outside the wrestling community. There is a lot of toxicity towards companies. So you have WWE, their main competitor AEW, and then you have New Japan Professional Wrestling, which is the biggest wrestling company in Japan, obviously.
Yeah.
And just between those three, there's a lot of toxicity in between. A lot of people attacking wrestlers who are not from your
the
preferred
thing being,
company.
WWE specifically.
Yeah.
If we're looking at WWE specifically,
the fandoms and not at how they interact with other fandoms necessarily, but them as like.
So we're not talking then wrestling fandom.
I feel like this is a super complex answer. I want you to tell me exactly where we put them in 5 seconds.
No, but you have to tell me if we're doing a wrestling fandom or a WWE.
Let's stick to WWE.
Yeah.
Then I think I would say therapy, lots of therapy.
But above or below Sonic?
Below.
TikTok.
Below
Sonic.
By the way, this is Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. He is like the biggest heel in WWE right now. And tonight he is facing the biggest babyface, Cody Rhodes.
What is a heel?
A heel is basically wrestling jargon for a bad guy.
Okay.
And babyface means a good guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tonight is WrestleMania Part 2. And he is main eventing against Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare.
Sure.
So Cody, complete the story, Cody. We can't go 2 years in a row.
This is coming out literally 2 weeks after this air. Like after
Cody, I hope please Cody. Not another year of the tribal chief.
Okay, I think the next one's super easy. Cyclists bottom.
Round 'em up.
Round them up below FPS players. I'm happy. Should we put them above FPS?
Above, just because 2 of my longest friends are cyclists.
Longest and like as tall or just time wise?
Oldest.
Okay, I think that one was super simple. Let's go on. Okay, so this is
Disney adults.
Disney adults / people that have made Disney their personality.
I'm between the bottom 2 right now, minimum 30. But the thing is, they don't hurt anyone really. They're just super cringy.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
think about it. So
they
Disneyland,
are
magical
cringy.
place, right? I
Yeah.
can understand. I was once again talking to my partner about this, right? We looked at this list, and she started off by saying, "We're gonna get to this later, but Harry Potter." And she was saying how even people that acted in Harry Potter, they like say move on with your lives, you're adults, like stop, this is for kids, whatever. Not that I agree with any of this, but then we started talking about Disney and she was like, it's fine, until I immediately said but it's the exact same thing with Harry Potter, right? So it is technically Disneyland, Disney, magical, right? Their whole thing is magic and fairy tales, whatever. The idea of wanting to like connect with a child like in a thing with magic and just experience.
Whoa! Why are you trying to connect with a child? Beyond, jeez.
Cheap. I can't win. I'm trying to give a speech and you have
yeah,
to interrupt me. Dude, I'm going to be giving a wedding speech one day and you're like...
Actually.
Oh, dude. Wait,
at the end of the day.
It's night.
You think he's going to have a mic when you're giving that speech?
No, he's going to run up.
There, like...
He will somehow hook one up without me knowing. The point being, right?
No, you'll be like, nothing can beat our love. Can Goku though?
So my thing is, I understand still being in love with like stuff from your
Yes.
childhood.
Yeah.
We talk
So-
about Avatar: The Last Airbender
So
non-stop.
this is what I'm saying. Like they just very cringe. They don't go like out of their way to like attack like actors, directors, or
Yeah.
like any big choices. I'm really like trying to rake my brains to be like where I've come across like a very toxic
Yeah.
Disney fan.
They enjoy
Disney
their
adult.
stuff. It can be a bit weird, can be a bit cringe, but
Very
for the most
cringe.
part,
Yeah.
they
I
just
don't think
enjoy-
they're hurting anyone.
Yeah.
They're not hurting anyone.
In which case, I'm honestly
some of the tracks are banging.
I'm happy to put them can assimilate into society because they just go on their weekend, enjoy their stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
But also don't know enough to know what the worst of the Disney fandom's like.
The thing is, like Disney fans like now have this overlap with Marvel and Star Wars.
And Star Wars
That
as
is
well.
where the toxic fans
But
are.
we do have
Yeah,
Marvel
we
and
will-
Star Wars
we will.
separately within this
Yeah.
list. So just your classic Disney. I'm talking your Mickey Mouses. Welcome to the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Hi.
do it again.
Okay, I'm happy to put them can assimilate, but at the bottom of the group.
Okay. Behind Magic.
Yeah.
Maybe even
even
need to
above.
have a look at themselves top of the group. What do you guys think?
I think need to have a look at themselves.
Definitely above One Piece.
No, I think Canison, because a lot of Disney adults are some of the richest people you will meet because they have to be because they got that Disneyland all year pass.
Year-round pass is hella expensive. I think it's in
Yeah.
the thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So I think you have to be able to assimilate.
hundreds. Okay, so bottom of assimilate. I'm
Yeah.
happy with that. Next, okay. Actually, now that we were talking about about Disney, let's talk about Star Wars for a second.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I
I
can be very
am
toxic.
a Star Wars fan, but I don't consider myself to be a part of the fandom anymore just because of how toxic it is.
Okay.
Okay.
It is
Go
probably
off,
some of
King.
the worst like excluding prequel memes, which is just memes of the prequel.
Love the prequels.
Yep. Probably one of the most toxic fan bases to be a part of. They hate everything. I
Especially
think during
Ryan
when the
Johnson.
sequel trilogy was coming out, it was probably the height of the toxicity, the racism towards the actor that plays Finn.
John Boyega?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
John
was-
Boyega. The sexism towards Daisy Ridley. It was a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Also,
like
we
a
talked
Mary
recently
Sue,
about
right?
KOTOR and how they did. I don't think we did it on the pod, but they re-released Knights of the Old Republic, and they made two versions of it. Right? You have Legendary version, which is more faithful to the original game, and then you have Classic version, wherein everything is canon.
Yeah.
In the original game, I think you could have a same-sex relationship with one of the romanceable characters, which is not possible in the Classic version. I stand to be corrected, but I'm fairly certain, which means in the Legendary version, you can still do that, but in canon, that is not possible, which means they just took out the possibility to have like a same-sex relationship in one of the games. Because I can imagine the fandom just being like, oh no, this would not happen.
No.
So
Winston
Star Wars
Churchill.
fandom, I think, is very, very toxic.
Yeah.
You also have
It's so big.
it's so big.
There's so many
it's
like
massive.
right-wing fans
Yeah.
who are like a part of the fandom who don't understand that their beliefs align with the Empire.
That's so
They are
funny.
the problem.
Yeah, like the things you believe in is what
Anakin was
is-
just misunderstood.
Yeah, it's
From my
like
point
the
of view-
thing that Luke and the rebels were fighting against. That's what you're a part of in real life.
Yeah.
Like, can you not see that?
Okay, so where do we put them? That's the problem, right? Because they're not. Once again, it's not a unified force.
No, I think they need a lot of them need to be. I think round them up.
Round them up.
Just because of
Between
how
minimum-
like the amount of abuse they
sling at people.
yeah, directors,
Yeah.
actors,
It's
storyboard
a
writers.
weirdly active fan base
Yeah.
as well.
I can't remember the actress that played Rose. She was in
I'll look it
episode
up.
episode
Star
8. I think she
Wars
debuted in episode 8.
Rose. Actor.
The things that were said to like she
Rose
deleted-
Tico
Yeah,
is played by Kelly Marie Tran.
off dropout. Well, College Humor at the time. She came through College Humor.
Oh, very cool.
Very lovely lady. She had to delete all her social medias because of all the abuse that she was getting.
Dude, okay.
Yeah,
In
that's-
which case,
That's crazy.
oh wait, was she? No, sorry, I'm just looking at her IMDb now. Either way, I'm happy to put them, but we can't.
Actually, think of this. What Hayden Christensen went through back in the day. Also,
Yeah, you got
they've
a lot.
been notoriously toxic for a very long
The
time.
kid that played Baby Anakin.
Baby Anakin, yeah, also.
So okay. So here's the thing. I'm happy to put them and round them up, because even if it is a minority that's that toxic, they are so vocal.
Mm.
I would put
Do
them
we
worst
put
of the
them
worst and round them up.
worse than the worst?
Yeah.
Okay, Overlords, our Star Wars Overlords. This is the
Yeah.
opinion of Hushaf and not the opinion of the Underleveled podcast as a
Disney,
whole.
if you're listening.
Okay, next, another Disney IP, Marvel. What is the Marvel fandom like? I fell off after the second, Avengers?
Yeah.
What's
It's too much.
Endgame?
There's too many movies. I
Too
don't know
much.
what's
I
happening
don't care
anymore.
about phase, whatever we're in.
Yeah.
But what is the fandom like? Because we're not talking about the comics. We are talking about the
movies.
Marvel Cinematic, which has attracted a lot of normies. Normies do not get super involved in like online battles and stuff. Like it's people that are chronically online that get way more involved in online battles. So I feel like most people that watch Marvel, the cinematic universe, and that, I don't know, they're just normal people anyways. So I'd very easily put them towards the top of assimilation into society.
It's because they are pretty much normies.
Yeah, they're pretty much assimilated already. That's the rest of these fandoms are trying to become your average Marvel fan.
I think a lot of the toxicity in the Marvel fan base comes from a lot of people doing theory videos, believing in a theory, and they're like, it doesn't pan out, and they
But are
attack
those
people.
fans of the cinematic universe or of the comics?
No, of the MCU, Marvel
Okay.
Cinematic Universe. A lot of their fans get upset at casting choices.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are now upset because they think Marvel's going woke. But they're the same people who have never read a comic. It's like how the X-Men and mutants is an allegory for being discrimination, being a person of color, LGBTQ, IA plus community, and people are like, X-Men are going woke. I'm like, no, the whole point of the original comics was to...
Are you saying, because my argument here though would be like the people that are saying that are probably they're not fans of Marvel. Actually,
they're not fans of the
they
comics,
just
they are
get
fans of
attracted to
Marvel.
those kinds of arguments, those political arguments, regardless of IP. So they're not actually part of that fandom. They are just people that are always involved in those arguments, regardless of where they're held.
Okay, I see where you're coming from with that.
So I'm talking about, because I like Marvel, like the cinematic universe was good fun. I enjoyed it up until Endgame. I kind of fell off. It's fine. You could talk to anyone. They will have watched the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Most of them are just chilled. They are like accountants. They could also be artists. They could be musicians. They whoever. They're teachers. Like, I think they're just normal people.
I think...
I'm sorry, when you said they're teachers, I just got flashbacks to that Key and Peele skit where he's like,
Hey, Ron.
no. When it's like the one senator is like at like a speech and he's like, that's why I think we should have same-sex marriages. It's like gay people, they are our teachers. They are our... And it keeps focusing in on the one guy.
From Jordan Peele in the crowd. Puts his arm around a random woman next to him.
Yeah, I think where would we put them? I think...
I'm happy with the top.
I still think there's a level of toxicity in there, and I wouldn't put them on the top. I would say need to have a look at
once
themselves.
I see Deadpool 3, I'll decide, and I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
I don't know. That's
So,
my final answer.
Okay? So we put them top
I
of
think
need to have
definitely
Definitely
look at
assimilates above... Would you say above Disney?
Because now we got to look at the rest of the things on the list as well.
Ooh, above...
I'm happy to put them bottom of assimilate.
Okay.
Hushaf,
I
What do you
am
think?
top of need to have a look at themselves.
Kira and I both vote.
I would say below Disney.
So that could
The
be
bottom.
either one of the... So, okay, top category below Disney.
Yeah.
Okay. So as close as you can get to what you said,
Yeah,
Hushaf.
I'm not
They're
mad.
on the edge.
Okay, then flipping...
Edging.
Let's get to the other side of this. Okay, Zack Snyder's been part of this universe, the DC cinematic universe. We're not getting involved with comics because that is scary. So the DC cinematic universe, I think...
Very toxic because it's kind of been split into two because we have now the Snyderverse and now everything that's not the Snyderverse.
Correct. Frankly, I'm happy to put them right next to Snyder. Like, I don't know about you guys.
Therapy, lots of therapy. Like, for the most part, we've accepted that our movies are going to be shit. That we're not really going to get a really good, like, Justice League movie.
Yeah.
And a lot of the toxicity just comes from the infighting with the Snyder fans at this point.
Okay.
Was the Batman movie by Snyder or someone else?
Matt Reeves was the Batman. You're talking about the Robert Pattinson one.
Yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah, that is
What was
Matt
the reception
Reeves.
to that like? Do you know?
Oh, it was really good. Everybody
good,
really
yeah.
loved it.
Fantastic.
Like, just some people were like, Batman got beat up too much. Like he needs to be invincible.
Oh
But this
my
is also
gosh,
like
dude.
not a origin story for him in the Batman, but it is like the early years of him being the Batman. So of course he needs to like. Go
But I
through
mean,
those
even
ebb and
in
flows.
Nolan's ones, he gets the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah,
If
but not
I
like
can-
Did he
just like in
break
the
his
beginning.
back? Well,
Dude,
Bane's
Bane-
whole
yeah.
thing is like, I
Yeah.
snapped your back.
I wondered what would break first, your mind or your body. And then he breaks his back, dude.
It's so weird because
Super
Bane in
cool.
the comic is a Mexican luchador wrestler.
Yeah,
And they
it's
just
very
made him,
different.
they gave him to the whitest man.
Well, if you watch the original Batman,
Love you, Tom Hardy.
where Bane is first introduced, he's basically like a bondage character. That's like,
No, he's just wearing a luchador mask.
but he's
Kieran
with
watches
Poison Ivy.
Mexican wrestling. It's like,
no.
what is this bondage, dude?
Oh, I don't know.
It's all
Cut that
leather.
out. Let's cut
The
that.
first time you saw Rey Mysterio, ooh.
Okay, so I'm happy to put them bottom of therapy, lots of therapy.
Yeah.
Right next to the
therapy-
WWE fans.
I'll put them top.
Really?
Yeah.
Put them at top.
Oh,
of
you're
therapy.
right. You can't have them below the Sonic fans. Yes, Chef. I am looking at
I
you
don't like it
here.
that the majority of my fandoms are in therapy, lots of therapy.
It's not bad because I'm a fan of Minecraft. But
You're also
I'm
a cyclist.
That's,
Well, look,
I
I mean,
can't
Star
believe you
Wars-
said that.
I'm
you
a
are.
huge-
You're
yeah.
the
How
worst.
dare you use that
How
slur,
dare
yeah.
you.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and we're right at the bottom.
Yeah.
them up.
Okay. Let's move on. Okay, I'm happy to put Rick and Morty fans. Just round them up.
Bottom.
Round 'em
Bottom.
Do you remember like the whole like McDonald's and the Szechuan sauce thing and
The
then
problem is, I used to be a Rick and Morty fan. Back in uni days, I was a Rick and Morty fan, and but because it was still good, now it's serialized and just kind of shit.
I mean, this is an entire other conversation, but I hate people starting series not knowing or not having a clear ending.
Yeah.
Outside of sitcoms, because sitcoms are kind of designed to go on forever. But I felt like Rick and Morty, like at the beginning, I
Yeah.
thought they did have a very clear idea.
Because,
how
but then they
end
got
it.
serialized. That was the
Yeah.
whole thing. They
Yeah.
got given seasons, and then they were like, "Oh, but what if we made this, every year kind of thing?"
This is why I'm so happy with like Shogun and the decision they made to just follow the book, and after this one season covers the entire.
Yeah.
book,
Tell a
it's
story.
done. Yeah.
Tell a story. Move on with your life. I think that's perfect.
I feel like it'll live longer if like it has that really good ending, because more people will go back and watch it instead of like, what's the Batman quote? If you like live long enough, become a villain or whatever.
Kieran.
Live long enough to become the villain.
Whatever the
He
hero.
just repeated
Become
what
the
he
villain.
said.
I don't know.
But
Live
you know
long
what I'm
enough
talking
to-
about, like
Villain. Something becomes
Yeah.
something.
Become the villain. That's
Okay,
what-
but wait, bottom of the bottom.
bottom of the bottom. I
Bottom
think
of the
they were, because just because they went out into public and were like public nuisances.
Yeah, they also, I think, as a whole, the most notable people were smoking weed as like a personality. As someone who used to do that, I
was about to say.
I literally recognize it in other people when they're like, "Yeah, this is who I am, dude." And I get it.
This is
You're going through a phase.
Turns himself into a pickle. Funniest thing I ever seen.
Dude, so when I think that was season 3.
Season 3,
There
episode
was
2.
someone that would make edits,
Yeah.
right, of moments in every episode as soon as they came out, uploaded, and there were songs. There's this one episode where they're making clones of each other, and the clone of Morty is like talks to their mom in the show. And that moment got turned into song. I was grilled the one day, and I was just like crying watching this. I was like, I should talk to my mom more.
Oh, no.
So I
Therapy,
get it. I
lots
get
of
it. It's
therapy.
gonna be okay. Don't stress, guys. You're gonna make it through. Anyways, let's move on to a biggie. Harry Potter. How are we feeling about Harry Potter?
Ooh.
Because I think it's so colossal, but the fact that there's so it's almost too much. Like when you come to Disney adults, you're like, okay, for the most part, they go on the weekends, it's their thing. I feel like the Harry Potter fandom goes so deep that it's like people believe that they want to go to Hogwarts.
Yeah, there are people. Yeah.
Yeah, people
I
are
would
like,
say
I'm
there's people
35
that are
and
like-
waiting for my letter.
Does
kind of
that
thing.
make them toxic though, or
No.
cringe?
Oh, that's fair. That is very fair. Are
No, not cringe.
they toxic?
I'm
Do
just
they
trying to,
attack
I'm trying to
people?
just think about like all the actors and actresses, like how like I don't think a lot of fans gave them a lot of shit.
Yeah, I think the fans kind of have just run with their own imagination.
Yeah.
So they've built their
I
own
think-
fandom separate from the actual IP. And they've
There- yeah,
separated.
there's a lot
They've definitely separated from J. Cal. Sorry.
J. Cal.
she is
J.K.
a cow.
Rowling.
J. Cal.
J.K. Rowling, just because of the stuff that she said.
Yeah.
Like I think we'll see that the true colors when the new TV series starts.
Is there going to be a TV?
There's going to be on HBO is doing a Harry Potter remake, which is going to be a TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how they treat the new actors who are cast. I think that would tell us a lot.
The most recent thing from Harry Potter was the Fantastic Beasts series. And
Everybody kind of just ignored that.
I think people gave it hate, but just because it was kind of bad. As
Yeah.
opposed to...
and Ezra Miller was a part of it.
yeah.
Real
Okay.
life villain Ezra Miller.
So in which case, I'm happy to put them... Okay, here's the thing. If you want to name your children, like Hermione or something... Lucius, right? I think you're holding on to a part of your childhood a lot, and maybe need to have a look at yourself or have some therapy or something. I feel like
I don't-
Harry Potter
I
people
don't know
wear
about that.
Harry
Look,
Potter.
yeah.
That's their
I can't
personality.
stand
though.
behind that because we're gonna get to Lord of the Rings soon, and I want to name my kids like Legolas. And Gimli.
Okay, well,
So
we'll talk
we
about
have to
that
have a
when we
chat,
get
Kieran. We're gonna have to have a chat.
So
Look, so yeah, I'm very involved in the
Aragorn.
Harry Potter fandom,
Yeah.
especially the fan fiction fandom. It's not like toxic. We're cringe. Oh, like
Cringe.
we're
So
very cringe.
I want to put them in. I wanted to put them in therapy, lots of therapy. I'm happy to settle for me to have a look at themselves.
Yeah.
I would be happy for Need to have a look at themselves, but I would put us in Can Assimilate.
Okay.
On
So
majority.
what's the aggregate here? What we're feeling?
Bottom of need to have a look at themselves.
Bottom of need to have a look at themselves.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
If your vote swings, I think we could put them between Naruto and One Piece.
Like, can you actually think of any time where like the fandom did something like, ooh, like,
Not off the top of my head,
Yeah.
but I feel like it wouldn't take much of a Google
Yeah,
search
you
to
could, like-
actually find stuff that's been horrid.
Go down the rabbit.
I think
hole.
because once again the fandom is so big that it's not going to be tough to find some really fucked up shit.
Yeah. Then we even have like your obviously your subdivisions
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That's the
Your
thing.
people are still on board with J.K. Rowling. Your marauders, people who just they've invented their own fandom where it's just all about Harry's parents' generation.
Yeah.
Katana, very good friend of ours, loves the marauder era,
Okay.
and they're like really wholesome.
Okay. Need to have a look at themselves, middle of the group.
Yeah.
Can we
need
settle
to
on
have a
that?
look
Can
at
we agree?
themselves.
Are
Middle's
you happy
fine.
with that? I
I'm
think we
fine
could
with that.
we could do a whole episode on the merits of Harry Potter and its legacy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But for now, need to have a look at themselves. Now, we have 3 left to do. We have Pokemon, My Hero Academia, Lord of the Rings. Hushaf, you said something about the My Hero fandom being toxic. Can you explain that to me?
They just want to ship everything with everything else. Like they don't want to talk about the story or whatever.
So it's romance toxicity.
yeah. Like if you just try to like talk about story and stuff, like okay, but who do you think Deku likes?
Okay,
Oh.
okay. And I think this is an easy one for me. I can see the fandom being like that. I probably just like therapy. Like just
No,
you're projecting.
I'm in like minimum 13 years.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
because maybe they
they're
need to
like-
mature, appreciate story, all that kind of
And also like their fans want them to be like the king of the new big 3, and they haven't accepted that. They've fallen off. Like they haven't been able to sustain that level of popularity that they did in the early run. Like your show is mid now. You need to accept that. Your manga is mid. I'm sorry. Do you want to step?
Yo.
Do you want to say something?
like I'm like frothing at the mouth. I'm like, Husha, how dare you say that? It's a 9.5 at the lowest.
My favorite anime.
Okay, look, as a fandom, I can't say too much about it. What did you say? You want to put minimum 13 years? Maybe they need to mature a bit.
This one's on you guys. Actually.
This one's on us?
I don't know.
I would say
I'm
below
well
Minecraft, above Snyder and Tay.
Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm going to see to you. Once again, all hate directed at Hushaf. Thank you very much.
Go look at like go on the subreddit r/anime and look at like the comments after like the first episode comes out and just how everybody just starts infighting with one another.
Okay.
It's very toxic.
Okay. Now, what do you guys want to do last? Pokemon or Lord of the Rings?
I think Pokemon last.
Pokemon Lost.
Pokemon last.
Yeah.
And Lord of the Rings. As we may have discussed before,
Big fan.
I'm a big fan.
Big fan.
I know everything about Gandalf.
The Silmarillion.
The yes, that is a dragon.
No.
Sauron.
Saurai. Yeah.
Is that multiple Sauron? Saurai.
Saurai is it's the plural. It's the plural.
And Frodo.
Frodo. What did he do?
He had a necklace.
Yeah.
And then Sam
on a
who's-
long trip.
If I take one more step,
Aye.
it'll be the
It'll be the
farthest
farthest
from home I've
thing.
ever been. And he walked far.
Yo, you've definitely.
I think
watched
he really liked
movies.
potatoes also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
I
liked
know what that
mushrooms.
means. Aye. And then. Okay. What do we do? What do we do with the Lord of the Rings fandom? How have they been over the years?
I've not been involved at all in any type of Lord of the Ring fandom outside of just watching it and enjoying the movies
Okay.
Yeah.
and reading The Hobbit. That's it. That's the extent
I
of
think
me.
Kira?
I think they're a pretty wholesome fan base. I would
Okay.
say.
Oh, dude, they're LARPers. They're 100%.
Oh, yeah.
How
Oh,
much
yeah,
do you know
and
about
D&D
LARPing,
players.
Rishav?
I know about LARPing. I don't know specifically about Lord of the Rings LARPing though.
Okay, I think it's because it files so neat. Or what's it files? It fits so neatly into general fantasy fandoms,
Yeah.
which can be hella weird, but can also in general just be a cool space for a lot of people that like want to escape.
I think
Which includes LARPing. It includes just like fantasy fans in general, which can be gatekeepy, I think, but at the same time, also like just wholesome. People like talking
Very
about
wholesome.
stuff, enjoying fantasy. I don't know, Kieran. Like
I think the movies did a really good job of showing
the
like,
original
the-
three.
The original three.
Yeah.
They did a fantastic job. And I think, like I said, wholesome, fantasy lovers, very chill. I think because if you're willing to sit down and watch the extended edition, all three films,
What's it?
for
10, 11
15
hours,
or
I
whatever
don't
it
know.
is, like you got to be very committed, but also at the same time, like I don't think they're toxic. I haven't seen any toxicity about Lord of the Rings fans, or have you?
The only ones that I really see that sticks out of my mind, if you ever try to like argue with them about another fantasy movie franchise,
Oh,
they'll always just be
okay.
like, put your Oscars on the table. How
How
many
many
Oscars
Oscars?
does this movie have?
Okay. So because
They won't like really engage in a talk. They'll just go straight
Yeah.
to Oscars.
okay, in which case, like for the most part, normal human beings. But if you bring like the wrong thing up, they turn into like vicious like
Maybe.
rabid dogs kind of thing.
They turn into golems.
To be fair though, I mean,
thank you. I know that reference.
Mm.
Maybe.
you know, if you got an Oscar or two, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe a lot.
So where do
No,
we
just
put
joking.
them?
Can
Do
they
we
be
put
Goku
them-
though?
Oh, Sauron, no ways.
Do we put them in assimilate, or do they need to have a look at themselves?
I think I'm fine putting them
Assimilate?
in
Assimilate
Where in
above
assimilate?
Marvel.
Above Marvel,
definitely.
above Disney,
I would say
Below
above
Disney.
Disney.
above Disney. Now, can they beat
This
Magic
is-
the
holy
Gathering?
shit.
Are they going above Magic the Gathering? I think so.
I think so.
I think so.
I don't think you beat Cozy Gamers, but you could put
I'm
forth a
fine.
pretty
I would
good
put them
argument.
below Magic, but if you guys want to put them above,
I'm okay. Considering like the difference is minimal,
Yeah.
I'm happy to, because Magic is also fantasy. Lord of the Rings is
It's very
fantasy.
similar, yeah.
Similar kind of vibe for sure. Okay, last one. Big one. One of the best-selling IPs of all time. Pokemon.
Is that a fact?
It has to be.
Yes.
It has to be.
Question mark?
It must be, dude.
It has to be.
Yeah.
I will search it up, but please begin your debate. Where are we
Pokemon.
putting it?
All the toxicity in the fan base is towards Game Freak and Nintendo.
Because they keep making garbage
Yeah.
games that aren't finished and unpolished.
Outside of that, it's a
Yeah.
huge community that's very supportive of one another. Especially if you look at like well, again, we're looking at sub communities, but the modding communities. Again, just like people who will go out of their way to help you to get into the modding community to
Sorry,
to
Hushaf.
learn.
So you can make
Just to cut
Nuzlocke,
in
so-
quickly, guys. Side note: Pokemon is indeed the highest-grossing media franchise of all time.
Hey, I
not
contributed
even-
to that.
yeah.
$92.1 billion. Then goes Hello Kitty. The next closest one is at 80 million. So that's a 80 billion. That's a $12 billion difference.
What have I sunk? I've sunk in maybe
What do you-
5,000
okay.
of that.
Genuinely, guys, what do you think could possibly be number 3?
Number 3.
It's got to be something obscure.
It's actually not obscure. I'd argue one of the most recognizable characters in the world, but it doesn't come to mind immediately.
It's not Harry Potter.
SpongeBob.
Am
Am I on the right track though?
It is an animated character. Well, yeah, animated character.
Thomas the
Cartoon
Tank
character.
Engine.
No. For children, though.
Okay.
Loves honey.
Winnie.
Winnie the Pooh.
Jipung.
Winnie the Pooh.
$75 billion.
Sure.
It is.
Where is Winnie the
And
Pooh
now-
still popping off?
Dude, they're
Nice.
making horror Winnie the Pooh. I don't know if
Then you have Mickey Mouse and
Oh yeah,
Friends.
what's it
Star
called? Like the
Wars,
Honeyverse or
Ant-Man.
something
They're
now.
making like a horror.
Apparently the second movie was really, really good.
Well, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen the first
I watched
one.
the original one, dude, when I was a baby. So.
No, I thought you were talking about the horror movies.
Oh no, I haven't seen it. But I'm aware
Winnie the
of.
Pooh is now public domain, the IP.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can do whatever you want with it.
Either way, sorry, coming back to Pokemon,
Pokemon.
I think it's too all-encompassing, right? You have people that are toxic probably in the community, but like you said, I don't see much of it barring people just being like, Jesus, Game Freak, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to us? It's like they just keep, it's like, it's a bit of an abusive like relationship of people that love Pokemon, but then Game Freak keeps dropping the ball. As far as I'm aware, the animes are really good.
Yeah.
The World Championship.
Whenever Ash is in a world championship, you'll never see like a more wholesome like get together.
Yeah.
And when Ash actually won his first ever league, fucking ESPN was tweeting about it and congratulating Ash on finally winning.
Wow.
Like it was such a cultural phenomenon.
I'm trying to think, because like, if you see someone wearing a Pokemon T-shirt, it's not cringe. If you were to see someone like pretend to throw a Pokeball or something, not actually, like, I don't know why, but maybe because it's so ubiquitous, it actually doesn't feel cringe because it's just everywhere.
Yeah,
it's just so
Like,
part
it's
of
ingrained.
culture.
Even in our
It's
previous
ingrained.
episode, we talked about the Pokemon Go times. Think about how wholesome that time
Yeah,
was.
dude. Just communities getting together. I think it's too part of like normal culture and normal, dude.
Dude, I would put it at like a top of Can Assimilate.
But here's the thing, right?
Top.
Are we all
Top
just
tier.
brainwashed? Are we all just brainwashed into thinking it's as normal and not weird as it is because it's so much everywhere?
No, I mean,
Get out of your capitalist mindset, Hushaf.
I am out of it. I didn't buy the new DLC.
Hushaf, talk to me, Hushaf.
I bought
What else
the
have you
game.
bought?
I bought the
Hushaf,
new
what have
game.
you bought?
I bought the new game. I didn't buy the new DLC. I'm just really trying to think. Like the only like I said, toxicity only comes from
The company
towards
itself.
Nintendo, Game Freak. Sometimes like we argue like when there's a new generation coming out and like certain Pokemons don't get a new evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really like
It's
it's a good time to be a part of the community, man.
Honestly, I'm happy to cave and just be like,
I would
it's everywhere. We're part of
Yeah.
it. It's part of us.
and I would
It's
put
a
them like
huge part
top
of-
because they're definitely bigger than the cozy game community. And but
Pokemon's
still,
kind of part of the cozy, but it's Pokemon is actually, as like the game franchises, are kind of part of every single community. Where you have speedrunners, you have Nuzlockers, you have the modding community with their what are
ROM
they called?
hacks.
ROM hacks. You have the cozy gamers. You have children playing it. You have adults playing it. You have everyone
competitive
playing it.
gaming.
Competitive gaming. You have the card game. You have
Yeah.
Tazos from years ago when you got to get them in packets of chips. You got it's just everything, dude. It's everything everywhere all at once.
Great movie.
Good reference, dude.
It was actually based off of Pokemon, but like, okay. So,
So
are
I
you
would
guys
say,
happy to put it at the top?
Can Assimilate top.
Top of Can Assimilate.
Definitely.
Top.
Top.
We love Pokemons.
Okay.
Pokemons.
Well, there you have it. Let's just run through this list one more time. Kieran, can you do Can Assimilate for us?
All right, so in Can Assimilate, from the top, we have Pokemon taking first place. Unpacking.
Well, Cozy Gamers.
Oh, sorry. Cozy Gamers.
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings fans. Magic the Gathering fans taking fourth. Disney fans and Marvel fans, who, of course, the bottom end of Can
Okay.
Assimilate.
And then Hushaf need to have a look at themselves.
One Piece fans, Harry Potter fans, and Naruto fans.
Then the people that need lots and lots of therapy are the DC fans, the Sonic fans, and the WWE fans. Kieran?
Minimum 13 years. We've got Minecraft fans. One Piece. We've got My Hero Academia, fans. Swifties. And then Schneiders.
Now, can we do the
Big
last group
fans.
all together?
Yeah, sure, at the same time.
Round up. Cyclists.
Cyclists.
Modern
FPS fans, Star Wars fans. I can't hear you. Rick and Morty fans.
Right
Good
at the
stuff.
bottom.
Where do we put our fans?
Oh, dude.
Yo.
No, we love
You
our
wanna
fans. They're our
yeah.
friends.
They need therapy.
But yeah, look, I'm happy to qualify. I'm sure we fit into the toxic ones at some level for sure. We can be toxic a lot of the time, Hushaf especially. I think Hushaf...
Majority of mine are all in therapy.
Yeah,
I think that
therapy.
actually says a lot about you. I'm more towards the bottom end of the spectrum because I'm part of Minecraft. I'm part of My Hero. I used to be part of Rick and Morty. I'm actually not really part of the other fandoms. Jeepers, powering cozy gamers. Kieran, where do yours fit in?
Right at the top, baby.
Oh, pretty much all right at the top.
All of them.
You got
Lord of the
MTG,
Rings, Magic the
Pokemon,
Gathering,
Lord
Lord of the Rings.
Harry Potter, and Naruto. Yo.
Yeah,
I
actually,
did well.
Kieran, you're well adjusted, dude. You are very well adjusted.
I don't know if that is the true
But okay, so
reflection,
that kind of brings us to the end of our pod today. We ranked a whole bunch of the famous, like the most notorious fandoms, the ones said to be the most toxic of the toxic. Bear in mind, even if they're right at the top here, it still means they are part of the toxic groups, right? It still means
I mean,
this is
all
like the
fandom.
becoming human
barely
starts
any.
there. But yeah, that's kind of our episode today. What do you think about them? What do you agree with it? Are you part of the fandoms that we put at the bottom and you think we're dumb? As always, direct hate at Husha.
Would you like a part 2? If so, suggest us any fandoms
Yeah,
that you'd
drop
like to
some
see
comments.
ranked, or suggest us any tier lists you want us to do.
I'm very keen. So, I've been Bjorn,
I'm Kieran.
I'm a Shav.
and this has been the Underleveled podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to drop a like, a subscribe, a comment if you can do that on your platform. Otherwise, you can listen to us on Spotify, on Podbean, on Apple Podcasts, on whatever other place you find podcasts. Drop a rating, drop a dookie in your pants.
Dookie.
Are you a wiper or a cruster?
Join us next time when we discuss wiping or crusting.
Sure.
Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye, you toxic freak.
Peace.